everybody, I'm Katallina, and today we're here to talk about episode 9 of Tower of God, season 2. I'm generally someone that it's very hard to make squirm when it comes to different things that can happen within the context of storytelling. I'm not somebody who freaks out at jump scares. I'm not somebody who gets really uncomfortable with gore. I'm not somebody who is going to basically lose my shit over almost anything. But when something that is inside of a show is able to be compared to something that I know is and has been a massive problem in the real world, that tends to grab my attention. I am far more afraid of the monsters that can exist within the context of reality than I am in those which are representations of creatures that go bump in the night. Why am I talking about this? Well, I'm talking about the Devil Arm Man's backstory, because holy shit, man, we might not literally have that kind of thing going on right here and right now, but we've seen many different cases throughout world history of things that could be considered similar to this, whether we talk about gladiatorial arenas, whether we talk about like disturbing medical trials on people, whether we talk about really sick institutionalized abuse or orphanages or shit like that. Like, there's a lot of things that this kind of thing that happened in this episode make me think of, and they are things that generally make me really mad. So this was a really hard watch for me, especially at the point where Casino and I can't get the guy's name right. Is it like Ilmari or something? Devil Arm Man anyway. When they were going through the actual transformation, that kind of unending screaming makes me think of medical treatments that children go through, even if they are things where somebody needs it. I mean, the idea of requiring medical treatment for anything incredibly invasive as a child is something that can be incredibly harrowing. It's actually also something that I'm familiar with. When I was 4, I had to have stitches taken out of my leg, and the doctors forgot to put in freezing. So while of course I'm never going to experience having a devil arm being put in, I do understand the kind of absolute disgusting pain that those two had to have been feeling when they were going through that. I really took that incredibly personally. And it was definitely not something that was easy for me to watch. And the thing is, I was so happy when I heard him talk about the idea that when he felt the snow for the first time in his life, he felt that there was a reason to go on living, that there was a reason for being there, that there was something he actually wanted. And then, of course, he ended up inside of the tower. I've never been someone who's felt that there was no reason to exist or anything like that. I've usually been pretty optimistic overall, but I was just glad to see that aspect of his character. But then to see what happened as things move forward and we ultimately realize that he is going to leave the party, I am deeply saddened because I really like him as a character, even if I am terrible with his name. And I really like the dynamic between him and some of the characters, the girl with the glasses, or how he looks out for the little girl, or just what kind of a guy he is in general, especially when we think about the kind of life he obviously had, where he had no agency, no free will, and no ability to actually protect himself in any way. And he went through horrific abuse and was given extraordinary powers. And he's had to figure out who he is, what his morals are, what he cares about. And we really see those shine through here. We see those shine through in the fact that when he got to the 20th floor, what he was asking himself was whether it was really right that he used this power that he got because of other people's deaths and suffering. And then the reality of how he was testing Bomb to see just what kind of guy Bomb was and what Bomb had going on and everything, because he was concerned about whether or not Fug had anything to do with the experiments. I also like the fact that even though he tested Bomb and everything, that in his heart of hearts he admitted that he knew that Bomb would never do something like that to somebody, and that Bomb would never hurt people to obtain power. I thought that was really smart. We also see a couple interesting moments with Kuhn that I thought were really interesting. It seems that he is becoming aware of the possibility that Bomb might be alive. I don't think he necessarily buys into it yet, but we also see that Kuhn is going to be looking for someone with a devil arm. So it looks to me like our devil-armed friend on one hand is heading toward the situation, and it's going to be Kun and friends lying in wait, which makes it like, oh no, that the whole group isn't going, because then Kun and Bomb could have been reunited. But we still don't know what kind of situation that's going to be when it happens, given how much that Bomb has changed. Would Kun even freaking recognize him at this point? We don't know. Overall, though, I thought this was a pretty good episode. It was, admittedly, as I said, a hard one for me to get through because it hit strangely and, like, very hard to describe. It hit very close to home, in a way, so that was a bit difficult. But it definitely told an interesting story, and it gave us some really great insights into one of the really interesting characters that we've met this season. Anyway, though, those are my thoughts. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking, so drop a comment below and let me know, and I'll talk to you in the next video. See you later. Bye!